intruder. The first creepy video comes from the YouTube channel Grizzly Gaz. Gaz, along with his faithful companion Fendi, sets out on a camping trip in the woodlands of West Yorkshire. This particular camping site isn't unfamiliar terrain for Gaz. He's pitched his tent here on multiple solo camping trips before. The outing was initially envisioned as a serene bonding time for Gaz and Fendi, a break away from the everyday hustle. However, as the veil of night descended, their tranquil retreat swiftly transformed into an experience of chilling unease.
What the f is that? What the f is that?
Gaz and Fendi are awoken by creepy noises outside their tent. The sounds of branches breaking, followed by footsteps, understandably creeps Gaz out, but it soon became much more terrifying.
Put my boots on.
Now the sounds of something growling or snarling can be heard coming from the darkness outside Gaz's tent. Gaz stays put, trying to figure out if his mind or a person is playing tricks on him. The sounds get closer and Gaz decides to cut the lights.
What the? What the? Oh.
creepy sounds from something continue to creep Gaz out, but just what is making them? Well, Gaz bravely steps out of his tent into the darkness to find out.
I know it's someone f***ing with me. Got a big dog here. And a nice knife with your name on it. What the f***?
Gaz searches the area around his camp, but he doesn't see anyone. He decides to try scaring them away, but no one responds. Instead, he hears something that sounds like someone chopping wood in the dark. Gaz makes his way back to his tent, where he takes a moment to figure out just what is out there in the darkness. After some time, he manages to fall asleep. However, a short while later, he's awoken again.
Hi, I can hear you.
Gaz is awoken by the sounds of someone or something just a few feet away going through his stuff. Then, what sounds like scratching on the side of his tent can be heard. Gaz yells at it and it runs away, but the footsteps sound eerily similar to a human's. Grizzly Gaz's viewers were on the edge of their seats while watching this creepy video he uploaded back in July 2022. Some viewers suggest that it may have been a feral hog. However, others argue that whatever it was sounded like it ran away on 2 legs, not 4. And Gaz himself says that there are no wild pigs in Bradford, West Yorkshire, and that he thinks someone was trying to mess with him just to try and scare him. So what do you think was lurking outside Gaz's tent that night? A wild animal? A person? Or something more sinister? Let me know down below. If you're a fan of scary videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Flicker of Fear. This next entry comes from Facebook, uploaded by Brenna Key. Apparently, late one night in a quiet ICU hospital, a nurse decided to test the flash on her camera. She switched the lights off, stood in complete darkness, and took a picture. In the flash of light from the camera, in a magnetized version of the photograph snapped by the nurse inside an ICU room, a translucent figure can be seen in the reflection of a mirror. The figure appears to be sitting down, staring directly into the mirror. Facebook users have been left creeped out by this photograph, with many believing it to be real proof of a ghost. But what do you think? Is this a ghost caught on camera? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Turn of terror. You never know what kind of history the objects in your home might have. This girl, in the video you're about to see, found out the hard way that her new toy wasn't all that it seemed.
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron a sus 15 años.
While the family proudly films their daughter with her toy, the doll disturbingly turns its head to look at the girl. It takes her a moment to realise what has happened before she screams and drops the toy in horror. What made the doll do that? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. The Phantom's Touch. Before you try to talk to spirits, it's important you remember that you can't always control who or what you're inviting to make contact. These girls were trying to talk to ghosts, and they got a little bit more than they'd expected.
I want to communicate with you and hear your story and maybe hear a little bit more about the bag.
The witch doctor's bag? Something clearly moves Nikki's hair right here. What do you think? Is it paranormal?
While the friends are saying they're trying to make contact, Nikki mentions a witch doctor's bag. As she says those words, one of her braids is brushed off her shoulder, almost as if some invisible force just touched her hair. TikTok viewers believe this to be something paranormal, but what do you think? Use the comments to share your thoughts. Closing time. This next creepy clip was captured on a CCTV camera in a restaurant while the waitress was closing up for the night. This waitress thought she was alone as she cleaned tables in the empty bar, but in the chilling solitude of the night, something was laying in wait for her. Set aside the potato quality footage, we can see a waitress going about her tasks. As she picks up the glasses, something we can't see grabs her by her hair and pulls her back with force. The waitress is pulled back so hard that she flies out of view of the camera. Viewers were left horrified by this video, which has been circulating on Spanish media sites recently, with many suggesting that this is the work of a malevolent spirit. What do you think? Is this paranormal activity caught on camera? Let me know what you think. What was that? Ashley Pereno posted this video to Facebook. The footage was captured by their outdoor CCTV camera at 4:14 AM, and she was hoping someone might have an explanation for what it might be. In the middle of the night, a dark, shapeless shadow seems to run up the stairs outside Ashley's house. But what is it? The shadow can only be seen for a split second before it disappears out of view. Facebook users were left debating in the comments on just what this strange black mass could be. Diane says it's a very fast-moving black mist, and Linda suggests it's the spirit of a cat or a small dog, which the majority appear to lean towards. What do you think this mysterious black thing could be? Let me know. A spectral discovery. This next entry is a creepy photo taken from the subreddit Ghosts and has left Redditors intrigued. The photo was taken by user Jazz_67 in his grandparents' old home. Jazz says that, quote, "I spent a good deal of my childhood visiting my grandparents' old home. It was essentially an old trailer home with an added renovation, surrounded by both woods and cornfield, as well as an enormous lake or pond behind the home. While going through some old photos, Jazz stumbled across one particular photo that caught his eye. After inspecting it further, he was horrified by what he saw." Captured in a photo taken in the extension part of his grandparents' home, a child-sized apparition can be seen standing at the end of the hallway. But who is it? Jazz says that, quote, during his grandparents' time of living there, and when he would visit, the main creepy activity would mostly occur in the added renovation area of the home, exactly where this entity in the photo is standing. Redditors believe Jazz's story to be true, and the photo uploaded to the Ghosts subreddit to be legitimate proof of the paranormal. What do you think? Is this a ghost caught on camera as Redditors believe? You tell me. The figure. This next creepy video comes from the Spanish ghost hunting channel Crisel Luna, where she visits an old abandoned and supposedly haunted farmhouse late at night. For the first part of the video, Crisel and her friend explore the old house, where they hear some strange and creepy noises. However, at around 14 minutes into the video, when they're investigating the garage area, they see something which sent shivers down their spines.
Acabamos de hacer una oración por todas estas almas o por la entidad que se encuentra aquí, porque hemos sido testigo y es muy impactante lo que hemos vivido dentro de este sitio, donde sé que hay almas en pena, o probablemente solo una que está aquí y que es la que se ha manifestado. Esta oración fue para ti y para todas las demás entidades que se encuentran aquí. Yo creo que es momento de retirarnos porque... ¡Ay, no mames, no mames, no mames! ¡Ven! ¡Ay, güey! ¡No mames, yo vi algo! ¡Vamos, ven! ¡Ven! Algo se asomó aquí. Ven, por favor, algo. ¡Córrele! ¡Ay! ¡No mames, qué hay aquí! ¡Córrele, Meli, ven! ¡Ay, no mames! Es que yo aquí vi que se asomó algo, te lo juro. ¡Ay, quién anda aquí! Yo ya no sé. De verdad. No hay nada.
As the camera pans around, a mysterious dark shadowy figure can be seen peeking up out of the truck before he quickly ducks back down. Crisel sees it and rushes over to it, but the figure is nowhere to be seen. Crisel says that this creepy encounter at this abandoned farmhouse was, quote, the ghost woman, and her viewers believe this to be the case. But what do you think? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. The dog's warning. It's often said that animals, with their keen senses, are more perceptive to paranormal activity, more so than humans. So, when David Stenberg's dog unexpectedly began barking at what appeared to be thin air, he knew it was time to hit the record button on his camera.
What is the matter? What is the deal? What the f? Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. What is the deal? Astrid, you're freaking me out. Come here. Come here.
David's dog is clearly upset by something, only there appears to be nothing there. His dog stares at the same spot, occasionally barking and looking at David for guidance. A few times, the dog even jumps and cowers away, like whatever it can see is being actively threatening. When David walks into the room, the dog straight up refuses to follow and instead bolts the other way. This creepy video has left YouTube viewers spooked, prompting many to share their own unsettling experiences involving their pets in the comments section. A quick glance through these recounts quickly reveals that such creepy incidents might be more common than we think. This raises an unnerving question for us all. What unseen entities might our pets be perceiving that remain hidden from our sight? I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this. Haunted or hoax? Having your own personal bodyguards can't protect you from a ghost, as Kim Kardashian found out. The celebrity posted this image to her Instagram account after spotting something creepy in the photo. At first, the photo looks normal. However, in the background, a mysterious figure of a woman can be seen, but Kim was apparently alone at home when she took this photo. Kim says that, "I took this pic last week when I was alone and I freaked out after noticing a woman in the window." Uploading it to Instagram, possibly in an attempt to find answers, Kim's followers were left arguing in the comments on just who or what this mysterious figure could be. Many believe it to be a ghostly spirit that has attached itself to Kim, and that she should get her house blessed. But what do you think? Is Kim K being haunted? Or is it all a well-orchestrated prank or illusion? You tell me. The unseen patron. CCTV cameras capture all kinds of things, especially strange occurrences that happen when nobody's there to see them. That's how this disturbing event that happened in an empty bar made it to the internet.
Watch the tequila bottle on the left. See that?
Up on the shelves, only one of the bottles seems to start moving on its own. Slowly, it inches towards the edge of the shelf, but when it gets close to the edge, it suddenly jumps violently up, knocking another bottle off the shelf in front of it before smashing onto the floor. This video, which was uploaded to the subreddit Ghosts, has left Redditors stunned, with some suggesting that the OP's bar is haunted by a poltergeist. What do you think is going on here? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Camper's nightmare. You can expect to hear some unusual sounds when you're out in the woods, but this was different. Louise from the YouTube channel Camper Vibe is no stranger to spending nights alone in the woods, yet nothing could have prepared her for the chilling encounter she was about to face. Unbeknownst to her, she'd chosen to set up camp in Derring Wood, Kent. These woods are infamously known as one of the most haunted places in the whole of the UK, and Louise's intended relaxing camp quickly turned into the most terrifying camping experience she'd ever had.
There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's just a train. Is it a bird or is it kids screaming? Honestly, I've never known a woods with so many strange noises. It's not just your normal birds and stuff and planes. There's a lot of planes. There's like this weird... Oh, I don't really know how to describe it, but...
Trying to enjoy her night in the woods, Louise keeps being interrupted by strange noises. Having never experienced anything quite like this, an unsettling feeling began to creep over Louise. There was something distinctly off about these woods. As it turned out, her intuition was spot on.
There's been a person or persons. But I've never wanted the morning to come as much as I do right now.
In the dead of night, someone or something can be heard walking around outside Louise's tent. The footsteps sound like 2 feet, walking heavily through the leaves right next to where she's sleeping, but then they all of a sudden stop as if whatever is out there is standing still right outside her tent. For a while, it stays silent outside, but then something can be heard scratching her tent before it lets out a terrifying noise. After this, nothing happens for around an hour and 20 minutes when Louise is awoken again by noises. This time, fed up with whoever or whatever is outside, she plucks up the courage to take a look.
That's just the house. I didn't want to turn the light on earlier because I swear to God that was footsteps. That's just the house though. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent.
Louise takes a look outside, but no one's there. Whatever was walking outside her tent seems to have disappeared, although it managed to disturb the crows. Louise, clearly scared by this terrifying encounter while solo camping in the woods alone, says that this was, quote, the most scared she's ever been while camping. And who can blame her? Can you imagine lying there in your tent, hearing footsteps circling you in the darkness, unsure if it's someone trying to play tricks or something far more unsettling? I'll ask you this, would you be able to endure a night like that, all alone in the darkness of the woods? Personally, I wouldn't dare. Mysteries of the Mines. The next set of clips, which have been shared before, come from the popular mining exploration channel, exploring abandoned mines and unusual places. In this first clip, Frank, the man behind the channel, solo explores the abandoned mine and mill on Deadwood Creek. For the duration of the video, he takes a look around the old mill, where nothing much really happens. However, as he's about to leave, he captures this.
So here's the building from the front. This was probably the main entrance here on the ground floor. This is what we just were in, where all this junk is. And so I'm not sure if this was a lab or what. It's not too far from the mine. I don't know. But here is the staircase we came down. Whoa. What was that?
Out of nowhere, a bottle suddenly flies at Frank from the back of the room, but it's pretty clear that there's nobody there, so what threw it at him? In this next clip, Frank investigates the Waldeck mine, a former gold mine located miles out in the middle of nowhere, which Frank has to park up and hike several hours to reach. In the video, Frank makes his way through the mine's passageway, which would be a nightmare for someone with claustrophobia. At around 11 minutes into the video, Frank captures something unsettling.
Wow, crazy. And then you can see how big these timbers are. That's about almost a foot in diameter, the big cross timber. So they had to put big ones in here to hold up all of this rock. And you can see right here where some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what, is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Wow. I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird. I don't hear it. Wow, that was strange.
As Frank makes his way through the old mine, something makes him look back the other way. At first, he thought it might be the wind, but as he gets closer, it sounds eerily like people whispering. But what are they saying? Frank, an experienced mine explorer, can clearly distinguish the sounds of water or air currents in a mine, but this particular noise, Frank says he's never heard anything like it before. This last clip, Frank enters inside the Horton mine and is confronted by something which makes him change his mind.
Okay, here's a shot looking back towards the entrance. I'm a little bit further in, and looking down the tunnel here. I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Yeah, this mine definitely has a very spooky vibe to it. So I'm going to head back out and check out the other stuff that's here. This is just too wet and too muddy. And obviously something is making the chains swing. So time to get the hell out of here.
Captured on camera in the abandoned Horton mine, a heavy chain can be seen swinging back and forth, mysteriously all on its own. Frank, clearly spooked by what he's seeing, decides it would be best not to venture any further. YouTube viewers were left creeped out by these videos, with many agreeing with Mythical Ace that these are legitimate encounters that couldn't have been staged. Reason being, the chains swing and don't lose any momentum, as if some unknown force is constantly swinging them back and forth. This completely defies the laws of physics, and I can't explain it. What's more is that the user claims to have done some audio analysis on Frank's encounter with the whispering voices, and apparently they could hear a voice clearly saying, "Can you see me in the shadows? Creepy." Frank says that these captures in each of these videos are, quote, paranormal activity. But what do you think happened here? Leave a comment with your thoughts. The haunting delivery. We all know the stories, don't we? Innocent looking dolls, seemingly playful and harmless, but hiding something haunting. Often dismissed as mere folklore, these stories become all too real when the unimaginable happens. This is exactly the situation TikTok user Dingbat Cass found herself in.
Oh my f***ing god, I swear to god, this thing just f***ing looked at me, oh my.
As Cass pulls the paper away from the doll's face, its eyes seem to turn and look right at her. But how? TikTok viewers believe that this doll is haunted and that Cass should return it to the sender right now. But what do you think? Is this doll haunted, or is it just a trick of the light? Let me know what you think in the comments section. The Witch's Watch. Danny Rocha was visiting the desert with his friends and was told that there's a witch around that sometimes comes out at 3 AM. So, with cameras in hand, Danny and his friends went out to see what they could find.
So we're in the middle of the desert right now. It's like 3 AM. They say that around here, like the witch appears somewhere here. We'd be hearing some noises right in the back, but I don't know.
We quiet. You can hear some noises right now.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck is that, man? What
go.
the f was that?
Hold on. Don't get too close, man. Get too close. Hold on. Let's see if it's come through here. Let's see what the f was that. What the f was that? Oh, what the f is this, dude? Oh, what the f? Run! What the f is that? What the f was that?
The group tread lightly through the darkness. When they enter one of the rooms, something with long dark hair suddenly peeks out from behind a wall and the group flee in terror. YouTube viewers jumped at the sight of this figure peeking out. However, some argue that Danny and his friends staged the whole thing for some quick fame. Danny Rocha says that this video is, quote, real witch footage caught on camera. But what do you think? Did this group of friends encounter a witch out in the desert? Or maybe it was all just for views? You tell me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're a fan of scary content, make sure you check out either of these two videos here. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you'll never miss any of our weekly uploads. See you next time.